What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. Another Nintendo Switch bundle has leaked. This time, it's an OLED model, and it's going to be bundled with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which already happened for those that were paying attention in 2018 with the regular Switch model. This time, it's going to be the OLED model, and on the surface, not really that big of a deal. It's the holiday bundle. Nintendo's already doing this with Mario Kart, and I covered that in a previous video. But this specifically points to Nintendo clearing out stock, making room on the shelves for the Nintendo Switch 2. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashJT.com for my full coverage of the story. This was broken initially by disc trackers on Twitter, and they leaked this image that appears to be a new Nintendo Switch OLED model bundled with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, sending a signal to the community that something much bigger might be just around the corner. And according to their tweet, they said Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Nintendo Switch OLED is coming soon to Walmart. Not sure if this is going to be a Walmart exclusive or if that's just where they saw it first, but this has been confirmed as being 100% real and authentic. And while on the surface, it's cool to get another bundle, especially for the OLED model, because let's be honest, it was a little bit underwhelming with the Mario Kart 8 bundle with the regular Switch. So this one being with the OLED model is a pleasant surprise. But before you get too excited about it, not that great. Let's first talk about the downsides to this thing. The original model that came out in 2018, let me put the image up here. This is a picture of the box for the original Super Smash Bros. Ultimate bundle with the regular Nintendo Switch, coming with the Joy-Cons specifically designed for Super Smash Bros., which were really weird and not really cool designed originally. And you're getting those same Joy-Cons with this model, except you're not getting the incredibly awesome dock with all the characters etched on the side of it. You're just getting a plain gray styled OLED dock with this one, and it's just kind of like half-assed. Though the new model does come with a 3-month individual membership for the Nintendo Switch Online, I'd rather it not and come with that other dock, because that other dock is something really special. I'm sure in the coming days, if not already by the time this video published, Nintendo will have announced that this thing is coming out to Walmart and wherever else for this OLED Super Smash Bros. Ultimate bundle. And great, another bundle for the holiday season. Who knows what the price will be? I'd imagine it's going to be around the same price as the regular OLED model. Being bundled with a game to help push more units around Christmas time would make the most sense. But for now, the Super Smash Bros. Switch OLED bundle seems to embody a strategy that's way too familiar with Nintendo, and that's just doing something really generic with a really good system seller like Mario Kart, like Smash Brothers. I guess those are the two that would really push it because it embodies everything about what the Switch is supposed to present to the end user. Multiplayer madness, mayhem, fun for the whole family, great times, a packaged game, and of course it's a digital download. Because we couldn't include the physical cart, that costs too much money and it's not worth our time to do that. We'll just give them a code. Which I get, some people appreciate and want digital, I get that, but let's be real. It's a lot more valuable if you're able to resell the game. If you don't want that game, and if you want the OLED model with those controllers or something like that, it just gives far more flexibility. But all of this gets to a point that I wanted to focus on with this video, and it took me long enough to get here. All of this points to Nintendo focusing on the Nintendo Switch 2 announcement, which has to be coming very, very soon. Like, I'm thinking after the holidays, we'll get some sort of announcement in January, February, or at the latest March 2024, where Nintendo officially unveils and announces the Nintendo Switch 2. Because right now, it's clear as day to me. They've gotten all their big games out. There's nothing really new on the horizon that's a huge AAA title that Nintendo hasn't talked about yet. They're keeping everything under wraps until they announce the Switch successor. And I'm looking right at you, Metroid Prime 4. We haven't heard about you for a very long time. And I know Nintendo restarted development on that, but we haven't heard anything, seen any screenshots, seen any videos, heard anything from Nintendo about that for years. So a big part of me is thinking that the strategy for Metroid Prime 4 and a lot of other games that Nintendo's been developing has shifted to focusing on the Switch successor with those games. Now, they might obviously come out for the original Nintendo Switch as well, but they will have some sort of enhancements and they'll be debuting with the Switch successor. And Nintendo wants to make the biggest impact possible when that new system comes out. So I guess for gamers that have waited this long for buying a Nintendo Switch, you could take the option of buying this bundle now and finally getting a Nintendo Switch with Smash Bros. Ultimate 5 years after the game released, or you can wait 5 or 6 more months before you find out more about the Switch successor and going from there. But this strategy is clear as day to me. Between the Animal Crossing re-releases of the Switch Lights and the Mario Kart of the original Switch bundle, and now this Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the OLED model, Nintendo is really pushing getting rid of all of these old consoles. They're bundling them in with these games to try to move the stock as fast as possible before they lose value when they announce the Switch successor, which is exactly what happens every time something like this happens in the game industry. So I guess while it's exciting to see a OLED bundle, it's still kind of a little bit half-assed. It doesn't really do anything special. The dock is just a plain gray dock instead of the cool etched character one. They don't include the DLC from all the battle passes from Smash Brothers. It's strictly the vanilla copy, so you need to buy all the additional stuff if you want that. It's just, I feel like they could have done a lot more. They could have done a lot better with this, with the caveat of assuming the price is going to be similar to the regular OLED model. If it's substantially less, then okay, I'll give it a pass. But I got a feeling it's not going to be. At the end of the day, all this means is that the Nintendo Switch 2 is a lot closer than a lot of people think. And right now, Nintendo sees they have the entire graph of their sales, their dates, their planned. They know exactly when everything is going to be releasing. They know when it's all coming out, and they want to get rid of all this supply before it loses the value when the Nintendo Switch 2 gets announced, like I said. So I guess we'll have to wait and see to find out more on this. But if anything, this right here points to the Nintendo Switch 2 getting announced very soon, as if that wasn't obvious enough. I guess if you're not living under a rock, it's obvious Nintendo's going to be announcing the Switch 2 at some point in the next 6 months. We've waited long enough now. It's been, 6+ years of the Nintendo Switch being out. And this whole time, people have been talking about a Switch Pro, a Super Switch, all this other special stuff that the Switch would get into it. Nintendo never did anything except an OLED model with a better battery. That was really it. They never improved much beyond that. So it seems to me like Nintendo played the long game with the Switch life cycle. They knew what they were doing with this. They didn't want to put it all in one thing and then not have anything for the sequel. So instead, they've been waiting for this moment to announce anything that they put into the next model is going into the Switch 2 or the Super Switch or whatever it ends up being called. I hope it does get to be called the Super Switch. The more I hear that, I'm like, yeah, that would be awesome. As long as it doesn't confuse people. As long as it's backwards compatible, I think we're going to be okay with that. People will say, oh, it's going to confuse people, things like that. It's like, well, they had the Nintendo and they made the Super Nintendo. And the Super Nintendo wasn't even backwards compatible back then. And it didn't confuse people. They knew they had to upgrade. So maybe they're going to have a similar type situation with this one. But time will tell. I'm going to leave it there. Again, check out the SmashJT.com article I wrote. I'll put the link in the description of this video. Let me know what you guys think about the Switch 2. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, you stay smashing. Smash,